Queen of Swords, that's me. It's hard not to take this personally. Ooh, and I think I like this. Oh wow, the Tower. Okay, hear me out. Hello everybody, it's Sylvie. Welcome or welcome back to Tarot Magpie. I hope you're doing all kinds of good today. This video is going to be an installment in my Oracle Diaries series, which it's been a hot minute since I last uploaded one. And this is going to be one part me playing with some Oracle decks, one part playing with pairings, but not specifically pairings as much as deck selections, the kind that would work well with the patchwork spread mind mapping thing I've been doing recently. I will direct you to my mind maps video if you've not seen that. I also work through how I do patchwork spread. I borrow the term patchwork spread from Kellyanne Maddox, who does a sacred patchwork reading. That is kind of part one, or the first motivation for today's video, is to find some little curated deck collections. I also want to reacquaint myself with my Oracle deck collection and figure out, or sort of think through, what kinds of readings they might each be good for, if any of them would be good for creating tarot spreads with. This is something I've talked about before, but it's not something I've really done in a while, so I'm sort of refamiliarizing myself with my collection, which I think is a nice thing to do, especially when one of the last videos I put up was a decks on my wish list kind of video, and so I've spent a fair bit of time sort of looking at things I don't have, and I'm now coming back and looking at the things I do have and sort of refreshing them in my own consideration of them and how I could use them. So that's what we're going to do. I am going to pull out some Oracle decks that one of them is very new, and a couple of them I kind of forgot I had. Not exactly forgot I had, they've just been in the back of my mind. And then I came across them while I was pulling out decks for my last tag video, and I thought, hey, I want to use these. So that's what we're doing today. I hope you enjoy. Okay, first up is the Woodland Wardens Oracle deck. I got this recently. It was a birthday gift, so it's in my recent haul video. It's also in my recent autumnal deck video. It's extremely cute, it's extremely autumnal, and in terms of keywords, we've got the name of the animal, the name of the plant, and a keyword. So like turtle and coriander, satisfaction, the snail and huckleberry, trust in the invisible. So a keyword or a key phrase, healing. So as for the guidebook, there are a couple of questions for each of the cards, upright and reverse meanings, and these don't look like huge guidebook entries, but I'm assuming there's a little bit as to the significance of the plants and the animals in each card. So these questions are cool. I think that could be fun as a like a spread deck. The first deck I want to try this with is the Crow Tarot. I think these will look really good together, and I think also the like the animal theme with the Crow Tarot kind of works. Oh, they're gorgeous. Graceful Persistence. Oh, Graceful Persistence. The Ace of Swords, the Ace of Wands. That's interesting, because I do not think of these as particularly persistent energies. More so like initiating energies. The Owl and Hop, Wisdom, with the Six of Swords and the Five of Pentacles. These are beautiful, I will absolutely say that. Oh, and Home with the Queen of Pentacles. So home environment is one of my sort of keywords. I suppose environment really is my keyword for the Queen of Pentacles. And then the Seven of Wands, and that could be like defending, protecting your home. Meaning is home. What do I appreciate about my home? Is my home a place or a feeling? I think, is my home a place or a feeling with the Queen of Pentacles? Because one of the ways I've described the Queen of Pentacles is the creation of that sense of home, whether that is a place or a feeling. So it's really cool that they came up together. So with the Birch, their wood was thought to protect the young and ward off evil spirits, often used to build cradles. That's interesting, but like this protection and warding off with the as the Seven of Wands, that's cool. Okay, so I definitely like these together. Okay, this is the influence of the angels. Romance. Ooh, romance with the Page of Cups and Temperance. Oh, these are beautiful. Confidence with the Knight of Pentacles, the Ten of Pentacles. Love that. Stagnation. Ooh, stagnation with the Chariot and the Knight of Wands, who are possibly two of the most get up and go, charge forth cards. But then they also have their shadow side, or it could be that they're charging forth when you need to stay still, and that maybe in trying to avoid stagnation, they're charging forth to something that's not productive, not helpful. Oh, loyalty with the Knight of Cups. Oh, that's good. Okay, and the Three of Wands. Right, well, I like this pairing very much. I'm gonna build up my deck selection like this. So you've got the Woodland Wardens, the Influence of the Angels and the Crow Tarot, Curiosity, Five of Cups, King of Wands. I like these together. And actually what I would probably do is I would switch them like this, just for the visual balance of it all. So in terms of curating this as a collection, I've leaned into the sort of vintagey vibes with the art styles, and the animals with the crows with the animals. This is going to sound like a bit of a stretch, but there's like the winged aspect of the angels as well. I could work with these just this little threesome, because the guidebook for this has those 2 questions for every card, and then I've got 1 deck for each question. And then if I do have a situation where the same card comes up, I think that's really interesting. That's one of the reasons I like working with multiple tarot decks at a time. So I could work with them like that and use this as like spread prompts, and these as the tarot decks that I pull for those prompts. If I was going to make it into a bigger patchwork in the way that I like to do. Okay, I want to pull in these 2. So we've got the Urban Crow Oracle, also by MJ Cullinane, and then the Medieval Feathers Tarot. You know, it's still very feathery. It's still very feathery. And then we've also got the like vintage aged kind of vibe with the medieval feathers. Okay, so this is my little selection here. So I've worked with these 2 together, the Medieval Feathers and the Urban Crow. I know they work nicely together. So let's do we've got Mischief with the Marten and the Foxglove, the Queen of Swords, that's me. This is a deck that I read reversals in, I shuffle them in because we've got those keywords. So we've got the Queen of Wands reversed with Dishonesty, the Knight of Swords, very courtsy, wow, and then Community with the Urban. Actually, that one was on top before. Mischief and Dishonesty are feeling like 2 sides of the same coin, especially with the Queen of Wands already being in reversal. And then the Queen of Swords, it's all courts, and then these 2 oracles, that's really interesting. Then our Knight of Swords, our Queen of Swords, both air cards, and then with this like feathery, airy, like little theming, that's fun. And distraction and mischief, like these feel, I feel like I've got, these feel of a kind. Distraction, mischief, dishonesty. We could be up to mischief to cause a distraction, and that is inherently dishonest. And then on this kind of axis as well, dishonesty between the Queen of Swords and the Knight of Swords, and so much of the sword suit is about truth. Love that. Okay, love this little combination, and I think they all look really good together. Oh wow, the Tower. No small energy here. It's all big. Illusion with the Tower, with risks of the Wheel reversed and the Tower are just like, ouch, as a combo, right? And then Illusion. Something's come crashing down. Things have not been turning in your favor. Maybe you've been deceiving yourself. Maybe you have been following something that wasn't true. And then like the Knight of Wands, I think all of the knights except maybe the Pentacles, there's either an impatience or I know what's right and I'm doing it. That's what it is about the knights. They all think that they're correct and they're going on the adventure, and they're not necessarily pausing to consider if the route they're taking is still the one they want to be taking. So that could be like the illusion as well. And then bashfulness. Bashfulness is interesting. I suppose if bashfulness is along the same lines as humility, I feel like there's not a lot of that happening in the rest of the spread. Okay, I love this little selection. That's really good. And I also do like this as a, this could be a good spread creation deck, I reckon, the Woodland Wardens. Okay, I'm pulling out these two, the Healing Waters and the Rose Oracle, because I kind of forgot that I had these. Or I don't forget that I had them, I've been overlooking them for months now. I'll get them both out. Oh, they are so pretty. These are kind of fluffy decks, and so I think that's why I've been like neglecting them. But I do like them, or I wouldn't have kept them, and they are so pretty. And there's definitely a place in my collection of decks that are just pretty with words on. But these I do like for kind of spread creation, because they've got these multiple keywords, and I like using that to create a spread, sort of similar to how I was describing the Woodland Wardens, but instead of asking direct questions, it's like, okay, I want to do a cosmic ocean reading, so I'd pull a card for current dreams, for future realities, for new beginnings. And since these last two are quite, let's do this on the fly. Okay, this is just the reprint of the JK Tarot. It's just a Rider-Waite-Smith clone. So we've got current dreams, future realities, new beginnings. So current dreams, wow. New realities, future. God, what is it with the courts today? I think these particular keywords it's quite easy to be like, okay, pick one card to represent my current dreams, one card to represent my future realities, one card to represent my new beginnings. It's difficult not to take this Ten of Swords personally right here. So like that's maybe how I do that. Or pick another. We've got let's see, Mother of the Salt Waters. Okay, this one is a little bit less intuitive to pick cards for. So you've got Passion, Wild Love, Open Your Heart, Let Love In. Those are all kind of variations on they all are variations on a theme for these keywords, that's the point, but I feel like these maybe more than some. So maybe a card to represent passion. So like I might say, all right, where is there passion in my life? Where am I experiencing wild love? Good God, with these swords, how can I open my heart? I feel like how can I let love in would be too similar a question. So if this is how can I open my heart, where can I let love in, is with the Six of Pentacles. So like that's how I'd use this kind of deck for spread creation. So these are totally beautiful together. And as for the, okay, I already kind of have a little selection. So the Healing Waters and the Sea Soul Oracle cards, the Sea Soul Journeys, which is an absolute favorite Oracle deck around these parts. I have used both of these with the Goddess of Love and the Tower of Aphrodite before, and I've really liked those, especially with Aphrodite from the sea, and then specifically with this, there's lots of really gorgeous ocean imagery in the Goddess of Love here. So there's my oceany love goddessy, I love that love is on the top here, my oceany love goddessy decks, which I think, you know, are not always the best visually. This red is a bit aggressive, but I really like how they all read together, and it does feel like a bit of a no-brainer to bring the Rose Oracle in too. So there's that little selection, which I really do like. And then I also really want to introduce the Sistine Tarot to this mix. I think that is just exactly what is needed. So that's this little 6-card selection. The Sirens, Use Your Voice, Expansion, Freedom. Oh my god, the Ace of Hearts on top. With the Father, this is the Emperor. Death. I suppose it's only statistically likely that when I'm pulling so many cards I would have like the Tower and Death all come up, but it's still a bit jarring. The Reunion, Priestess of Swords, who is the Knight, and then Ease with the Sea Soul. May it be effortless. That feels like a joke. May it be effortless. There's an Expansion, there's a Freedom. I think Expansion really works with the the Emperor archetype. May it be effortless, with freedom, death even, freedom, that can work. Priestess of Swords, the Knight of Swords, using your voice, soul recognition, collaboration, partnership, friendship. Okay, what if we take out purely for the aesthetic? These are all very pretty. The Pearl, Three of Wands, Three of Wands. Alchemy, the reward at the end. And I think this Three of Wands, we're definitely looking out to something. We're kind of maybe already anticipating the reward at the end. May you settle gently, even as the wave breaks above. That feels like the reward at the end. This kind of from grit to grace. Maybe this is a journey from grit to grace. Okay, love this combination. This is definitely a bit of a curveball, but this Rose Oracle is so much about like the goddess, the divine feminine, which I have feelings about as a concept. You know what else is about the feminine? It's this one, the Circle of Doors. Do you know what? They're both photography. They're both sort of, I mean, the Circle of Doors with these beautiful backs, this is multi-exposure photography, and then this is photography that has been digitally manipulated, and it has that kind of multi-layered look to it. I would not have thought to put these together just in and of themselves because they feel very different. I have had some really, really powerful readings with the Circle of Doors, and I have yet to have a powerful reading with the Oracle of the Rose, or the Rose Oracle. But you know, that's not to say I couldn't. Nourishment, oh my god, the Three of Wands again. Nourishment, replenishment, health, rest, and self-care with legacy and doorway. Open, say yes. Matriarch and Crone of Shells, keeper. I can't remember if the crone, who that's supposed to sort of replace in the courts, but it's a court. Slow down, tend to your garden, sanctuary, and magician. I actually think these are much prettier than I thought they'd be. As a pairing, I mean, both decks individually are very pretty, but ooh, Whispers of Mother Earth with creativity, ideas, inspiration with poet, artist, writer, poet, and then Coven and like creativity in a group as a collaborative thing in community. Yeah, I don't have time for this seeds thing. The Rose of Venus, alignment, flow, right relationship, harmony. These could certainly be interesting together, and now I wonder what else I could add into the mix to make a patchwork with them. I have had very mixed experiences with the Death Doula this month. This is also in my October picks along with Circle of Doors. I think aesthetically we could be onto a winner, and this is another Oracle here, and I kind of want at least one more tarot in the mix. Embodiment, Chariot, After the Rain, Acceptance, Silver Lining. That's very lovely. I want a good like sky oracle. I don't know if one exists. I've not yet come across one. I mean, I've come across a sky oracle. I've not come across one that is exactly what I want. The Return, Access the Dark, Dreamer. Wisdom and Hermit. Good combo. Maybe the Raven's Dream. Something else that's a little bit dreamy. Ooh, you know what else would look good? Whether read is a different matter. The Shadowscapes. I think aesthetically they all share the fact that you don't really know what you're looking at. Like they're all a little bit surreal. None of them are straightforward, realistic interpretations of anything. Okay, so Morning Dew, clarity, a fresh start, a positive outlook. With the bloody Ten of Swords again. Okay. Right, we've got the Four of Swords, the Ten of Swords, stillness, clarity and stillness, yes. Temperance. Temperance, I think, and clarity, they do go together because you're alchemizing something in temperance. You're bringing disparate things together, but I think that in itself is a kind of clarification. Ten of Swords, well, there's nowhere to go but up. And then romance. I think I think maybe no to this, and honestly I think maybe no to the Death Doula, because I haven't figured out where I stand with the Death Doula yet. I'm thinking about the archetypes, the pocket archetypes to be specific. I do like to throw an archetypes deck into the mix, and I think aesthetically they'd work. It's a good thing that with these sort of patchwork spreads I like to dig into the guidebook, because quite honestly, no idea what I'm doing with this deck without the guidebook. The Devil, the Moon, the Stone, and Plant Yourself Here, Integration, Embodiment, Grounded Action. Do you know what? I like this between the Devil and the Moon. Oh, and the Roots. This is beautiful. I definitely like this trio. I wonder if I need an archetype really in this mix. Held, the sureness of the soil, unseen help, support, community. Oh, with Ace of Cups, that's beautiful. And then benevolence in the Four of Cups, which is an interesting word choice for the Four of Cups, I think. And the womb does hold you, I suppose. The King and Ancient Power in the Temple of the Rose. The Two of Cups and the Star. Ooh, okay, this is very beautiful. I'm not in love with how the archetypes deck looks with these three, but I don't think it's hugely needed, but I do like these three together. I think I'm gonna leave this one here. I don't know if this needs more of a patchwork happening. I think there's quite a lot happening here as it is. So I would also like to play around with the Song of the Grandmothers Oracle, because so far I have only used this either on its own or with the Prairie Majesty. I love this card, this Hermit Crab. It's just already one of my favorites in the deck. This is a really lovely deck created by Cara Simons, who also created the Prairie Majesty Oracle. We've got on the card the energy, the element, the plant, the animal that's on the card. There's a keyword, so Grandmother Spiral, Wisdom, and then there's a haiku for each card. So here we've got Lean into the Curve, each turn unlocks the knowing wound around your core. Grandmother Hummingbird, Joy. So this, I don't know if I'd want to use this as like a spread creation deck. I don't think, it doesn't feel suited to that. In my experience so far, this feels like we're going deep, we're exploring, and I could pull supporting cards, but I don't think I'd want to break it up into like spread positions, even though I think there's some questions throughout the guidebook. Okay, no, it's not questions. It talks directly to you in the guidebook. Well, that sort of solves that then. What do I think this would work with? I want to pair it with the Spirit Animal, because this is also a lovely deck. Actually, I feel like I used this in the patchwork spread for my mind map video. I think I used both of these. Or maybe just the Prairie Majesty, I'm not sure. But they're both recent favorites. So we've got the animal energy. I think it'd be interesting when the same animal crops up. Oh, I know there's a Hermit Crab in this deck because I pulled it. It was the Four of... Oh, well, it's just a crab. But I think it is described in the guidebook as if it's a Hermit Crab. So it would be cool to read these together, because then if I do get the same animal cropping up, I can use the one to inform the other and do that calibration style thing. So Four of Shells is Four of Cups. So this is about carrying your home with you, which I do remember the guidebook spoke about this as, and feeling vulnerable when you're in between shells or in between homes. Yeah, then using this card and what the guidebook has to say about Grandmother Hermit Crab to inform how I read the Four of Cups. Like, that's an interesting practice if I get, you know, the same animals popping up. That could be very cool. Also, I think they go quite nicely. I think the color palettes are not dissimilar. They both have a softness to them. The illustrator who illustrated this Grandmother's Oracle is Marie Sky, or maybe that's her Instagram handle, but the creator of the Gentle Tarot, which I badly want, and I want even more now I have this deck, which is also illustrated by her. Yes, these are lovely together. I'm wondering about this, which is the Every Little Thing You Do is Magic, purely because this has a lot of animals on the cards, but also the guidebook brings in like scents and crystals as well as keywords. Oh, I think they're very pretty. I think they're very pretty indeed. Grandmother Lavender, homeostasis, such a good word. The knower of secrets, this is the High Priestess. And the Five of Cups. The pendulum swings to and fro, seeking balance. What feels right to you? I definitely could do quite a lot of interpreting of each of these cards on the theme of balance. High Priestess obviously is card number 2. There's a duality there. There's a keeping secrets. With the Five of Cups, I think it can be a little bit melodramatic. It can be a little bit, you're leaning into your pain too much and ignoring what else is there. But on the other hand, you do need to honor and witness what you're going through. And it can sometimes be difficult to feel like you're getting that balance right. Interesting. Fox, Grandmother Vulcan. Oh, these are beautiful. Okay, I like these 3 together visually for sure. If I didn't dislike it so much, I'd pull the Tarot of Tails out, but I'm absolutely going to be moving that deck along at some point. I feel like I want one that's a little bit more to the point, but still in this. I don't want one that's going to be mean. Yeah, to the point, but nice. Okay, hear me out. What is more to the point than a Lenormand deck? I still don't know how to read with this, and it feels like absolute sacrilege to combine it with a tarot and oracle. Pretty. It's definitely to the point. I know this is absolutely not how you are supposed to read a Lenormand deck, but like, oh, it's all made up anyway. I want like a little somebody else. I wonder if it's do I want a pocket archetypes? I've got 2 tarot, I've got the oracle, I suppose I'm using the Lenormand as an oracle in this instance. Stars. Inspiration, guidance, illumination, optimism, abundance. So I didn't feel it was the moment for the pocket archetypes, but the wild unknown. This I like. This I like. 7 of Pentacles, 7 of Swords, 10 of Cups, self-trust, give yourself credit, one choice at a time, and then Coffin, which doesn't feel like good vibes, but is snappy. And I know that in a Lenormand reading, you read the card very much in context of what's around it, which is the whole patchwork mind map thing that I do. It's all about the context. So maybe it's not as sacrilegious. I mean, it definitely is. It also kind of makes sense. Also, the Crystal Visions Tarot, I want to combine maybe in place of the every little thing you do is magic. I don't know. I really want to try this actually. I really want to try reading the Normand in the mix with everything else. Can we see all of that? Just about. There's a little bit of reflection from the lights. Ooh, and I think I like this. I think this adds, I think these 2 would be gorgeous together. These 2 decks, the Crystal Visions and the Song of the Grandmothers. Just based on what I've read quite a lot with the Song of the Grandmothers, less so with the, no, other way around. I've read quite a lot with the Crystal Visions, less so with the Song of the Grandmothers because it's new to me, but I think they could work together really nicely. And I feel like these 3 would work together really nicely. I'm so intrigued by adding this into the mix, and I just think visually it goes really well. Okay, that's an interesting combo. Definitely an interesting combination. I like that. The final deck I want to get to grips with in this video is the Herbal Astrology Pocket Oracle, which I've actually pulled out quite a lot recently, but it feels like it's been kind of not very thoroughly considered, I suppose. I've been just pulling it out just to see, and I don't feel like I've worked with it very intentionally. So I want to have a little explore of it today. So this is astrology and herbalism. It's sort of combining the two, and I presume the astrological associations with the plants are based in something. I think there's a couple different schools of thought as to how to correspond planets with plants, but it's not something I know anything about, and the guidebook would probably tell me, but I'm not going to get into that right this minute. Point being, this deals with astrology and herbalism. And then you've got the name of the plant, the keyword for the card, and then the astrological symbols are up here. So it is all on the card. And I will be completely honest with you, I bought this because it was cute and it was cheap. and I've been interested in it for a long time. When this was a full-size deck, I mean, you can still get the full-size deck, but when this was only available as a full size, I nearly bought it a handful of times and I just wasn't sure how I'd use it. And I guess that was valid because I'm still not really sure how I use it. So let's play with some pairs and see what happens. I know I pulled this one out. I think this has been in a few videos recently, but like I say, it's never felt that intentional. Right, while we've got her out, the Crystal Visions I think is worth a look. I like them visually. It's colourful but a little bit grungy, very pretty, and I think energetically they feel right. Like neither of these are brand new to me, obviously, so I feel like the vibes match, which is so like non-specific, but everybody's experience with every deck is individual anyway. But the way I've experienced both of these decks feel kind of in sync, feel on a level with each other. So these I like. I wonder if this is the moment to add the pocket archetypes into the mix. Did I do a whole video about this deck? I think I did a whole video about this deck, the pocket archetypes. Okay. So we've got the Page of Cups, Purpose, and the Ocean. Oh, beautiful colours in some of these. Absolutely stunning. Six of Cups, Patience, and the One. Gem, the Seven of Cups, and Completion. I don't love it. I don't hate it, but I think I dislike it more than I like it. I think it could work, and I think it could work with the Outgrow Yourself, actually. Which is another, I use this primarily as an oracle. This one is in order at the moment because I'm using it for drill 78. Okay, I think that adds a little bit of edge to the reading. This is my spiky deck. The Outgrow Yourself is my spiky deck. Expose your true self with the Dead End, Motherwort and Strength, and the Nine of Cups. Okay, I like this little grouping. I feel like it wants another tarot deck though. I'm wondering if this might be the Goddess of Love Tarot's moment in this video to really shine. All right, so Chamomile in a piece, the Five of Cups, the Starborn, the Witch of Swords, which is the something, and the Knight of Swords. I think this selection has like struck the balance between not exactly like harshness and gentleness, but I just feel like it's got a blend of different approaches, and I really enjoy that. Like this is quite, by definition, it's quite earthy, it's quite grounded. The Archetypes deck is quite the opposite of that. And then this kind of fits with the Archetypes deck because it's using these goddesses, these goddess archetypes throughout the mages. And then this is, you know, Truth Hurts. And then this can kind of do a bit of everything. So I really like this selection, and I think I'm going to leave it there. Okay. My desk is now a right mess. I've been talking for I don't even know how long, and that is it from me. That's it for this little Oracle Diaries installment, kind of reintroducing myself to a handful of my Oracle decks and trying to figure out how to best use them for what my practice is looking like at the moment. So I hope you have enjoyed. That is everything from me for now. If you would like to see more of me, feel free to check out my Patreon. The link is always in the description below, along with the link to my Etsy store if you would like a reading from me or one of my mini tarot spread zines. Thank you so much for watching. If you've made it this far, I really hope you have enjoyed. Give me a like if you liked it, subscribe if you haven't already, let me know what you think in the comments, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye!